Hello, Inyojongs. My name is Meng, and you're watching Meng's Barbershop, where I cut hair, maybe have a few beers together, and we talk. My next guest is Patrick. He is a school teacher that went from teaching high school to growing cannabis. So let's see what he has to say about that. All right, let's get to it. How you doing, Scott?
If I think about it, it makes it a little rougher. But hey, good evening. My name's Patrick Smith. I'm here because I used to be Meng Lo's math teacher 12 years ago. So he asked me to do a podcast, and I didn't know I'm getting a free haircut thrown in. So hey, how can I turn that down?
That's right.
Thank you, Meng.
Of course. I'm so glad that you're here. So glad that we can reconnect. One of the best things about doing a barbershop kind of theme is that you can't go nowhere. You have to sit here and we have to talk.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
boy.
So
I didn't think
great.
about that. So I just can't get up and leave if
Yeah.
the questions get hot.
So what are we looking for as for a haircut?
I'm open. Trim it up. I know it's definitely shaggy. I've been meaning to get a haircut.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
What do you got there?
Yeah. So you kind of leave your hair, right? You don't do nothing with it. You don't style it, anything like that.
Not usually. I don't do
Okay.
the fades and all that.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
I'm open to.
Do you like longer hair?
Yeah.
Because what I have in mind is
What do you have in mind?
it looks like you have your hair is naturally like 60-40. So 60-40 meaning that it kind of falls into this pattern here where it's more on one side and a little less on this side.
Okay. Right.
This is the way it naturally falls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we do it like this, then I can trim it up. So what I'm thinking about is kind of like leaving the top length, but then we can also then I'm going to trim up all of this from the bottom and give you not so much a shaggy kind of look, So fade it to where it's short, but not short to where you can see skin.
I tell you what, Meng, I trust you, and if you have any kind of vision, I don't think you can mess. I'm not picky. and then if worse comes to worse, it grows back, right?
Yeah.
So do what you want to do.
Okay. All right.
I'm open-minded.
All right. Scary. Give me all this power.
I know, and it's even on record.
I know. So we were just talking about you have a podcast.
I do.
Yeah.
I do
Can you
have
go a
a
little bit
podcast.
into that?
Sure. It's based actually around my business and involves mostly organic gardening, living soil techniques, compost teas, worm castings, compost, Korean natural farming. A lot of it is geared around the cannabis industry, just because there's a lot of interest in that area for organic methods. But it's all about food and I think actually more of a natural living thing where you're going back to the earth and getting away from synthetics and people growing more food. I think growing food is going to be important.
Oh, for sure.
We've lost that.
Yeah. And you don't mind if I put the link into your podcast for that? Right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I usually do the podcast Saturday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
It goes about an hour or so. People show their gardens. We have some PhD students, professors come on once in a while. People in the industry. I think it's interesting.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's why you keep doing it, right? You said you haven't missed a day, right? Is that correct?
Well, it's every Saturday. I don't think I've missed one for 2 or 3 years.
Dang.
So, yeah, it's kind of like it's the one thing that I have to do. Well, I don't have to, but.
So how did you get from teacher, right, to doing like cannabis and soil and all that stuff?
Well, let's see. I guess it's kind of a long story, but I'll get into it. I always was fascinated by cannabis throughout my life, and when I moved up here, I was teaching at the high school, and I got my own house, so that allowed me to set up a little grow room. And I set up a little grow room, and my whole family's been doing it since the 70s, so I've been around the industry. It's not, it wasn't too much of a mystery, so I had some some inside scoops, and so to speak. Anyways, I started growing, and I won a pretty prestigious prize for growing. So at that point, I resigned from teaching, and I started I started an organic nutrient business at Parkway Feed in one of the buildings. It's called GreanBicycles.
Oh.
And from there, I developed 2 products that I registered, made labels, and actually they sell all over the United States now, and a few countries actually. So I have a website for that, and you can get us on Amazon or call me directly.
Yeah, I'll put all the links in the description. You guys
Great.
want to check that out? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is I get a haircut and
Free promotion.
promotion and a haircut.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. We do it all at the Meng's Barbershop.
So this is Meng's Barbershop.
Yeah, it's Meng's Barbershop. Yeah. You don't want to know what happens behind this curtain. I'm just joking.
I don't think I do now. I wasn't really thinking about it.
Yeah. So how did you get into teaching then? Like, if this was like something that you were passionate about?
Well, actually, I've done a bunch of things throughout my life. I was an engineer where I traveled all around, and I worked on lasers. And I did a lot with chemistry and physics. So I got a chance to go to UCLA grad school, and when I was there, I taught some chemistry classes, and I just kind of loved teaching. So late in life, I was like 40 years old. I went and got a teaching credential, and then I started teaching high school math and science.
Yeah, the first time when you transferred to my school, you were one of the coolest teachers, man. You knew about Hmong people. You knew about, like all the gang related. You're like, hey,
Yeah, I came actually from a high school down in Sacramento. That was I'm from Chico area, which is 300 miles from here. But I taught at a school in Sacramento. That was a pretty tough school. So I learned a few of the stuff from the streets there, for sure. Great kids for sure, but it was a tougher group.
Yeah.
So when were you a student? So, guys all blend in.
Yeah. I actually graduated in 2005.
Oh, okay. So you were there when I started.
Exactly.
Started in 2002.
Yeah. Miss Morehouse was the
yes, she was
the principal then, and so
you're cutting some hair off, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. I said whatever. You got a vision.
Not too much though. I'm still leaving the length on top.
That's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going with it. I'm not going to.
All right.
Watch me change my ways.
All right. So, you said you won an award for growing. Like, who? I mean, like, what? So I'm new to this, right? So like I don't even have questions.
Well, for a long. Basically, in the early days, like I think in the 70s, there was a magazine called High Times. Right?
High Times, okay.
And they were kind of the one go-to magazine for the drug culture.
Okay.
And then it kind of evolved into just strictly cannabis. And they usually had a competition in Amsterdam called the Cannabis Cup.
Okay.
And they had that probably for, I don't know, maybe 20 years. And then in 2010, they brought it to the United States. And into California, and that's what I won. So
that's awesome. So like,
yes and no.
Yes and no.
Oh yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Oh, please expand on that.
Well, actually, I won it on the very last day of school. So I knew it would be an issue, and I made a decision when I wanted to accept it, like publicly, and actually knew at that point I probably wouldn't teach anymore because not that I had done anything illegal, but it's just I could understand concerns. This was before recreational was legal. This was during the 215 era.
Yes.
So it was still iffy, but I wasn't doing anything illegal. So But so what I did is I took a year sabbatical, and and I guess that fall, there was a video that came out on YouTube that showed me winning this thing, and it kind of went viral in our high school. So I got a letter from the superintendent at the time and said we might have a problem, and I agreed, and I said, yeah, I understand it could be a distraction, but I don't want to lose my teaching credential because that's a lot of money to get and a lot of work to get one.
Yeah.
So they said, oh yeah, no problem. That sounds good, and which was nice because last year I went and they needed substitute teachers. So when I went to the district to see if I could do it, they actually offered me a position. So actually I'm teaching math at the high school again.
Oh, you're teaching math right now?
After 12 years of not.
Oh, wow. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So you're going to go back to school with the new haircut?
That's right. That's right.
When I mentioned that, I said I got one of the coolest teachers to come on my show, and my nephew, Zaiden, says he knows you.
Zaiden.
Yeah.
I can't think of Zaiden. Is he at the high school now?
Yes, he's a freshman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knew I was there then.
But I was like, no, Mr. Smith, like he was there when I was, no, like I don't think he was teaching anymore, right? Because you kind of like, you stopped teaching for a long time. And so when he said that you were teaching, I was like, no, I think we're talking about different people here. So you just confirmed that you are teaching. So I'm glad that you're doing something that you're also still passionate about,
Well, it's changed a lot. There was the COVID thing really changed education dramatically. It's really different than when you were there. It's
can't even imagine.
No, it's real different. If you think about it, some of these freshmen and such have been not having to sit down in a chair for an hour and be quiet and get off their phone and listen to a subject they probably don't want to take. So they're real resistant to that. It's real different.
Yeah, when we were in school, it was like a factory. Like bell rings and you go this and you do that, right? Like it's not like that anymore, huh?
Well, they try to make it, but one of the major things I noticed was before, kids would almost always ask to leave the classroom. I need to go to the restroom or this. I need to go to the office.
Yeah.
Now they just leave without asking.
Really?
Yeah,
and that's something that they can do now, or
no.
They're supposed to leave. I mean, they're supposed to ask before they leave.
Yeah, but they don't.
They just. Do you think they just forget, or they just don't want to ask, or?
No, because I tell them every time you got to ask before you leave.
Right? Yeah.
No, it's a different mindset now, and the phones is crazy. They a lot of them love their phones a lot.
Oh yeah.
And that's a tough job being a cell phone police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So as a teacher, how do you keep that balance of being a cool teacher, but still get what you need done, right?
That's probably not. That's a very hard part of teaching, actually. And it kind of depends what kind of kids you're teaching. There are a lot of I'm teaching like the low level math classes, so I have a huge range, and nobody really wants to be there. In some classes like an elective class or an upper level advanced class, they want to be there and their grades are important. So it depends on your clientele.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of tough now, but in general, I have a pretty good relationship with most of the students.
Okay. I mean, I just think you're a pretty cool guy, and I think that you vibe pretty well with kids. I always have got along with kids pretty well. I don't know exactly why, but I don't consider myself like real different, like above them or anything. Yeah.
I have more experience, and I'm probably. But everybody has their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, that. So I always tell this to people too. It's like that's the difference between being a great nurse and an okay nurse, right? Like you can apply to get the job, right, and you can get the job, but if you don't have the personality traits already to be a nurse, right, that kind and caring and compassionate attitude or whatever, then you won't make you can't be a great nurse,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so I think that you've always had that as a teacher, and you actually enjoy teaching. So
I'm a good actor then.
sometimes you gotta fake it until you make it, man.
Yeah, well, I'm too old to be doing that.
Yeah.
But no, it's you know, there's an energy that you get too from younger people, which is kind of nice. It drains you mentally.
Yeah.
You know, I was retired 12 years.
Yeah.
I didn't wake.
We're recording right now. Thanks.
I forgot what you need to get a drone.
Yes. We've been talking about getting a drone and sharing it. And,
Add that extra dimension.
yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So what do you use? You mentioned you do all your editing and such. What kind of software do you use?
Yeah. So I use Adobe Premiere as my primary,
Monthly
and then
fee?
yes. Monthly fee, which kind of sucks, but
Yes, it does.
I mean, like, what else can I? I mean, I can go to Pirates Bay, you know, but and find another program, but I I just said that's what I'm used to, you know.
That's
So
good, yeah.
yeah.
Actually, when I started teaching again, one of the perks is you get a free Adobe suite.
Oh.
No, I usually did a lot. What did I switch to, like Photoshop? I went to GIMP, which is free.
May I spray your hair with some water?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then I think I used one for editing, just a real basic thing called Shotcut.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adobe makes really high quality stuff.
Yeah. They easy to use, all that stuff too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Just enjoying this amazing vast set that you put together.
Oh, I appreciate it. If you take a really close look at this, it's actually not.
No,
brick.
really? No way.
Yeah, it's actually just wallpaper. I just tacked it in. See that?
Wow, you're so clever.
On
Yes, that is
camera, it looks great.
looks three-dimensional.
Exactly.
Really
It
not.
was the print and the shadows and the lights and the darks, you know. So I was like, okay.
Are you the designer?
No. I found this at Home Depot.
But you designed this, right? I mean, you put together the studio. You didn't have.
Oh yeah. I
your-
set it all up. Lights, cameras. You know what I mean? Everything. I even have this thing here
Mhm.
that makes it like, oh, it's a barbershop.
It's a barbershop.
You know?
That's what gave me the clue.
Yeah.
That's when I knew.
You're like, oh, what did I walk myself into here?
I think I'm getting a haircut.
Yeah. So what have you been doing this whole time? Like, besides your podcast, besides going back to teaching, you growing still? You're doing competition still?
You know, I don't actually. Actually, I don't even really. I enjoy edibles, but I don't really smoke it all or anything like that anymore. I used to really enjoy it. I don't know if I outgrew it or what, but no. I started the Organic Garden Center in 2013 over at Parkway Feed. I think in 2015 I incorporated. So for the last, I'll do a little math here, 6-7 years.
Yeah.
I've been doing my business. I'm growing the business. Last year for the whole industry was a really slow year. So we did really good the year before. So, you know, when things started slowing down, I looked into, because substitute teaching is not bad. They pay pretty good.
Yeah.
I was going to see if they needed some substitute help. And,
Yeah.
I ended up
Getting a job.
and they're paying really well as a
Yeah.
teacher. So,
No, I think you came back just in time, because I know that there was a strike for a minute there where the teachers was trying to get a raise.
no, they're paying really good money.
Yeah. So that's great. And you still enjoy it? You have those students?
It's well, I went from being like no alarm clock and doing what I wanted to do pretty much
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
To now I'm working for someone and I have a schedule. So that part's hard. Some of the kids stuff is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's just you get I don't know, it's emotional.
Yeah.
But you know, it's rewarding also. And like I said, the pay is pretty good.
Yeah. You know, so my day job, right? This is the side hustle, but on the day job, I do, so I am a prevention and outreach specialist for the Tolowa tribe. And I go into schools and I talk to kids about healthy relationships, domestic violence, how to manage your emotions, how to keep. So when I say healthy relationships, I mean like not just boyfriend or girlfriend, like all this other stuff, but with your teachers and with your parents and with computers and with your phones, things like that. And so if you're interested in that, we'll connect and maybe I can come in your class.
I would
or
love you to
yeah.
come in my class. And actually, there's quite a bit of students that I've had that are either teaching there or working there. AJ Webster, Kyle
AJ,
Ramsey.
yes.
No, it's real interesting. I'd love to have you stop by.
Yeah, I still got to go do the MOUs and then the meetings with the principals, things like that. But once I get in there, I'll let them know that Mrs. Smith says he's down to have me come in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna aim for more like health classes, but everybody can benefit from this message.
No, and I have a lot of troubled youth.
Yeah,
they could definitely hear that message. There is a lot of support. There's a lot more support for students as far as tutoring and monetary things.
You ready to see it?
Is it already? Are we done?
Well, we're not quite there, but I'm thinking that this is the length and all that. So basically, all I did was took the bottom, left the length from the top, so you could still be that the sexy teacher that you want to be, right?
I don't want. No, we'll have to fix that. What are you thinking? Are you feeling this?
Yes. So I wanted you to take a look.
Oh my goodness, it is different.
It is a different look. It is not shaggy. If you
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Life is a cycle of good and bad. It's going to get good and then it's going to get bad. But when it's bad, it's going to get good again. And there'll be happiness in you. And then when you're happy, it's going to get bad again. Where you're going to, it oscillates.
Yeah.
And hopefully you keep it a little on the other side. But when it's bad, just know it's going to get good again.
That's right. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, and you just gotta make sure that you have all the tools that you need, like the umbrella and everything like that, to make sure that you keep swimming along. So.
Have you ever seen those the Indian head massages?
No. Did you?
You need to check that out. You need to check that out.
Are they like fun? I mean, like what's
fun.
Yeah.
Fun. And they crack an egg and make all kinds of noises.
Wait. Crack on over your head or?
They do a fake
Oh.
all that kind of stuff.
I want to have to start using some of that on my channel.
Let me tell you. You need to see those guys who make a living getting their hair cut.
Yes. So they go around the world getting their haircuts from different barbers, and that's it. Wow.
And
that blows my mind.
Some are super luxurious ones, like in England, and some are street barbers in India for like 10 cents, and some is $300, and
wow,
just the.
Yeah,
and sometimes those guys out on the street.
Yeah.
Do an amazing job from on the street. But yeah, it's interesting. So I didn't ask you, but do you have children?
I do. I have 2 children and 1 on the way. Wow. And so actually
you've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy.
You've been doing math also.
Yes.
You've been multiplying.
Yeah. I'd rather divide.
You're dividing your money.
Yeah. That's all I've been doing is dividing all my money. But
that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in.
No, good luck with the show. Actually, I got a free haircut.
Yeah. And you know what? You still look really good.
I know.
Look at that. Hopefully the girlfriend approves.
Oh no! My God. Oh, good. All right.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and stay tuned for the next one, and we'll go from there. So, see you next time.